I'm here with my friend Jeff Morehead, who has been gracious enough to come and share a little bit of his journey over the last several years and how the Paris Foundation has impacted his life during that time. So, Jeff, take it away.
Well, I started here back in 2018. I was working for a company, and they, because of injury, I had to be on layoff. And while waiting for their decision whether they was going to pay me short-term disability or workers' comp, I ended up losing my place, my apartment. And, so for the very first time, I found myself homeless. And, I was living in the Hotel Mustang, as I like to call it. I had a 2001 Ford Mustang then, and I had everything, just about everything that I owned was in that car.
Something you never expected, right?
Never expected, and of course, at the time I blamed everybody, but it was nobody's fault. I even blamed God for it, because I was his child. Out there, he let me become homeless. But I started here, I probably started here at about March of that year. I heard about the Paris Foundation from the church that I was attending at that time. And after going through a bout with suicide attempt, when I started.
So you came in contact with the Paris Foundation. What transpired? What happened?
It was a challenge for me. And of course, you all had a challenge. Because I'm not the easiest person to like or the easiest person to get along with or even to help, because I have a lot of pride and, I'm like, how dare I ask for help from anybody? But I realized that when I came to the Paris Foundation, there was no judgment, there was no criticism. It was simply love, compassion, and you not only fed me physically, but you also fed me spiritually and mentally. It challenged me to be better than what I was, better than who I was, and challenged me to become more Christ-like. And so that was big for me, but you never criticized me, you never judged me, you never asked any questions. You didn't even ask for anything in return. But you fed us 7 days a week. Good meals, and all you really wanted was somebody to say thank you and pay it forward somehow. And that was, I learned, I met a lot of great people. You, Kyle, Miss Mary, I met a lot of the churches, but it really just moved me. You all basically saved my life on a number of occasions. And of course, then I met Pastor Glenn Bromwell. Boy, what a man.
So God's been working in your life for a long time. I know you struggled with some of these issues that you share with us, but God's brought you out the other side. What are you doing now with this experience, now that things have changed somewhat for you? How are you taking that experience, as you mentioned, paying it forward for God's glory?
I'm able to work with the homeless, share my testimony. I preach God called me to preach as an evangelist, and I've been preaching here, preaching at our church, preaching at a different church up in South Fork, Pennsylvania, which is way up near Johnstown. And, you know, but I'm basically just sharing my testimony, and I'm able to sing and present the gospel. And then I also minister to the nursing home, folks at the nursing home over at Well Homed, which used to be Singerly Manor. So, I mean, you know, God has blessed me tremendously. And it's all because I started with the Paris Foundation.
Amen. Well, we're glad to have you part of our preaching rotation on Sunday nights. The services I see on Facebook Live, several Sunday nights a month you're able to fill in. What do you think about this community center? What do you think the potential for ministry is going to be there?
Oh, wow. Well, number one, you'd be able to reach a whole lot more people. And I know when we were over there on Bridge Street, we had anyway, almost close to 150 people each night that we fed, we ministered to, we shared compassion with. And I think this would be one of the biggest blessings of Hollingsworth Manor, even for the community of Elkton, the whole community.
You talked about the needs that Paris Foundation was able to help you meet, feeding you physically, feeding in body, and feeding you emotionally, giving you people just to talk to, people to care about you unconditionally, and spiritually. That's been part of our DNA since we began, to show Christ's unconditional love to those in the Greater Elkton area in need of material, emotional, and spiritual support. Let me ask you this. How did we do? Did we do okay?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 100.
Amen. Amen. Well, what's exciting for us is to see not only that by God's grace you've been able to take advantage of those opportunities that God made for you and make the decisions and do the things you needed to do, overcome those struggles. All we are is a partner with you, somebody to walk alongside you. But it's really been a great blessing for you to then turn around and, as you say, pay it forward and pay it back to us by ministering to us spiritually as a preacher of the gospel. And so we're delighted to have you as one of our ministry partners and pray God's best for you.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming and spending this time today.